Hello everyone, my name is Daniel and today we're going to tie a small dry fly. This is a Danish pattern as at least as best to my knowledge. This is called the Fratnik and it's basically a very simple but a very good multi-purpose dry fly. This is made from only one material, so you use only CDC for this one. You use CDC for the body, for the head and for the wing. So it's very high floating. It has a very high floatability. It's fairly easy to tie, so it's a good one to start out with if you're first getting into tying dry flies. It has really many applications. It can be used as a caddis or a sedge fly. It can also be used as a stone fly. And even if you tie this in really small sizes, maybe a size 18 or 16 or 20, it really is just something that looks like a small insect. So this is a really good multi-purpose dry fly. So here goes. Now we're going to tie the Fratnik, one of the easiest dry flies around, but one of the deadliest as well. Here goes. So here goes the Fratnik. As you can see, fairly simple, fairly small fly. The hook size I'm using here is a size, I think it's a size 12. This is the for this fly we either need the Chemco 206 or the Chemco 226 BL, because those hooks have exactly the right curve, and they just suit this pattern so very well. It's really is one of my all-time favorite patterns, hooks for caddis and small emergers and stuff like that, because it's just the shape of the hook here that it just looks fantastic. This is one of the easiest flies to tie of all flies, because it consists of only one material. We're gonna use some natural dark colored CDC. I just tore off some of the fibers of a feather here, and then basically I just with my two fingers here I just made it into a dubbing, which I dubbed onto the hook, and then basically we just make the body here. And as you can see here, I have a tapering going on the fly here, because that gives the right silhouette out on the water. So taking a bit more dubbing, and you're gonna lose some if you do it like this, but it's easy, it's fast, and it just works. There we go. Just making the body slightly more dense up here. And now we need a wing, and for the wing I'm gonna take two of the same colored feathers here. Just take two feathers, put them so they're aligned and basically almost even in length. Then I'm gonna measure this out, so it's the wing is gonna come down to be approximately the length of the hook here. Tie this on top, apply some tying thread and some pressure, keep it in place. There we have the small wing. And this again is a pattern that can imitate almost anything. It just looks so much like food that the trout and the grayling will take a chance and just grab it, because it just looks like a meal. And a lot of the time those flies that basically just for feeding trout, that basically just looks like food but doesn't look like any very specific food, is something they're gonna try to take a chance on and grab, because well, basically they're opportunistic and they need to feed. So they will feed on anything that looks like food, because basically they don't have hands. So the only way they can test stuff out is by trying to eat them. There we go. Then I just made a small bundle of dubbing that is denser and thicker than the rest of the body here. You can see, and that's the head part of the fly here. I'm just gonna try to mangle this down again, and so we have a fly that's completely composed of one color of CDC. CDC is very high floating, and then we make a whip finish, and the fly is done. And I think this is a new record for me. This is the fastest fly tying tutorial I have ever done for a full pattern. Of course, add a bit of varnish to the finished fly here up at the head, but just a very, very small amount. But do not underestimate this pattern. This pattern has been one of my go-to flies for a long time. If you see fish that rises that don't grab this fly, go for it, because this here is a good fly, and it's good in a lot of different sizes. From a size maybe 10, in a size 10, it's a good imitation of the big caddis patterns, caddis insects, caddis flies, and in smaller sizes it can look basically like anything. I have this in my box down to a size 18 or 20, and those works as really, really well as well. So there you go, the Vratnik. Nice pattern.